Now, there is a pilot called Please, 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 I Do Not Want to Be a Magical Girl. That cartoon fans are legitimately going crazy about this show, and the fact it just kind of blew up, attracting normies, even that attracting Japanese audience who strictly just speak Japanese are praising this specific pilot. What is this pilot became so successful, and the reaction of the internet, and especially how popular this becoming even more. Doing this recording has about 1.5 million views and keeps growing. Something about this just hit so well, but why? Why cartoon fans going crazy about this show? It also normies and also people who are never really interested in animation are interested about this, especially that usually anime pilots are usually kind of mid. Let's be real. That says a lot of person like me who just focus on basically animation and once in a while do talk about pilots. And this is sort of one of the strongest questions I am tempted to answer this specific video. Before I do, my name is Recho. I like to talk about animation, not just animation, the reviews, first impressions, cartoon theories, and sometimes, if I have some spare time, cartoon breaking news. Of course, you like how it's going, you like to help my channel, put a like, comment, and subscribe. That's the only thing you need to do. If not, that's fine. If you do, thank you. Because of you, I'm getting close to my goal of 2,000 subscribers. And yes, I'm getting goals every single day because of people like you. People like, comment, and share. Now, let's start with a video of why this specific animated party hit so hard for everyone and what it did right. Now, let's get started. Now, to create an animated pilot, you have to understand it's a pilot. Usually, pilots are technically mid on the most part because let's face it, a pilot is basically, I think this is how it's supposed to go, but I'm not really sure. Even the most professional who has years experience, every time they get pilot, is sort of half-ass okay, not fully interested, and you have good ideas, but I'm not sure where you're going. And there's some pilots just slap so hard that you cannot deny how good it really is. And this one is basically please, 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 I do not want to be a magical girl. And I think that one of the major reasons it hits so hard is because our main character, Achiko, if I'm correct, that she is just very relatable. I mean, she is that girl who doesn't want to go to work because she hates it. She is probably the most relatable character last decade or so, that she just don't like what she's doing. She want to do something so badly, so differently. But the only problem is our main lead, she is very talented to be a magical girl. The whole race, our whole country depends on her to stop the evil force, even that she is born and bred to become this great warrior. And yet she doesn't care. She's just so burned out. She has no ambition to move on. She really want to try something so different, and that is just so relatable. Especially she also a color character, specifically a black woman, but yet why is it? Why just this character hits? Be fair, color people, specifically the black community, don't have a lot of cartoon characters of them. There have been a few over the years, but none of them really blew up. Usually they stay in their own bubble. In fact, name besides Penny Proud the only black main lead character. Yeah, I show you some of you probably name maybe one or two, and that's it. And yet Achiko, I'm not saying her name incorrectly, I do apologize, she's the one who just relates the most. She's the one who just nails her personality. You get her. It's specifically the magical girl genre, because it sort of kind of flipped the script of the magical girl. Like usually the little animal, the mascot of the magical girl genre, asks you want to be a magical girl, and you become it. And that's sort of the trope, but this is sort of the opposite, making fun of every single trope with earnest and respect, but respect of the main lead. Wondering why I keep doing this if I hate this. She just doesn't care. And yet you relate to her. And also every time she transformed, she looks pretty good. On top of all this, they nailed the dress so well because a lot of people do compliment the dress, her uniform, because one of the best thing of a magic girl genre is her look, what type of uniform they can wear, and they actually can feel functional. And the main lead uniform, it feels so functional. It feels believable. You feel someone could actually wear this dress in a real life. But also not her best friend Zira, well, not her best friend. She's new best friend is the opposite. She just really like magical girls. I think this is the reason why people accept this to becoming sort of anime because of Zera herself, the secondary character, because she is so enthusiastic, never made fun of that specific character. She is the audience reacting to the main lead, reacting to the magical sort of themes what's going on, reacting so positive, and she really wants to do it to see people like her existing. This is what will actually happen. But on top of everything else, Zera is sort of a trope done so many times in magical girl genre. That sort of lonely girl who have no friends. She tried to be friends, but she can't have one because how weird or distant or something about her people are not really clicking with, and she found this other person who actually likes her as a friend. And I think that itself makes her sort of the audience point of view click so well with everyone. Give it another chance to actually finish the series because it's someone you see yourself. But I think this is the reason why people relate for both characters. One who's just a fan of it, but also the one who doesn't care about it because they made a very interesting team. But on top of all this and make this hit so well is the comedy. I mean, the jokes are just gold. Especially, you don't realize if you've not seen the pilot. The whole pilot, a good chunk of it, at least 90%, is just animatic, and that's sort of hard to sell with normies because they just don't get why this is like black and white. I don't get it, and they just turn off and walk away because they're not realizing you watching an indie pilot. The indie pilot is not bestly set up well. It usually missing a lot of parts, and yet it still attract the people to keep watching. I guess because of all the free promotion of all the people who just enjoy it. I think because of this, allow normies to give it a bigger chance to see what this actually works so well. And I think that's sort of the combination of so many things. People who like magical girls, people who like anime, because this is especially inspired by anime done a sort of a western style of animation and storytelling. Because let's face it, there is a lot of I want to be anime in the west but still feel westerner than anything else. That sort of hard to sell because anime fans are kind of divisive because it's not anime, it's cartoon. Even that logic doesn't really hold that much because cartoon anime is the same thing. Even the definition points that out. Even that back in the day, the only difference of an anime in a cartoon is Japanese culture. Nowadays, that's not even an excuse. And you see what I mean? Some people put so many mental hoops on any type of project, especially anime who actually is a western cartoon. If you get it right just perfectly, you convince everyone just to watch it. And I think this is why it works so much because it attracts not just the anime fans, not just the normies. You also attract the original people who created anime, Japanese audience. People over there are commenting how much they love the pilot, how much they love the main lead. They relate to her. They think she's cute. Even that she is a color character. They see beyond that. They see the potential, the comedy, the relatability, and the friendship of the two main leads to convince both of them become even better. That is potential. You see it, like me, like everyone else. You see why people are attracted to it. Now, top of everything else, our two main leads are not basically kind of tropish. They're not typically just being black because they're black. They actually treat them as normal people that you see the streets or the stores or in school or work. They are just normies doing their lives, just falling into sort of a magical girl sort of situation. That is just believable in other words, because sometimes doesn't matter what race you are, usually they're trying to make it super Mexican, super black, super Asian, and they just sort of forget that's not the whole point. Only time that works if they're trying to maybe uplift your own people, and they try not to do that. They're trying to, this is just two normal black kids with normal semi-lives trying to navigate magical girl kind of type of problems. And that itself, it works so well because they never treat nothing like this. They try to treat it as normal. And that is just beautiful, I have to admit, because they're not trying, they're showing. And I think that's probably the most strongest way to develop a show. Strongest way to convince everybody just watch it, and you'd be surprised you may actually like it. Of course, this is sort of all my ideas, do I believe, why this show hit so well for so many people. In fact, what did you feel about this? You like it because of the magic girl, you like it because of the color character, or you like it because the show was legitimately funny? You cannot deny it. This thing is just so clever, especially when they decide to actually give it color, because it's obvious he didn't have the money, but he know where to put it when it's necessary, and he understood that completely. And that is just sort of hard to be taught. You have to learn that by yourself, understanding you have a limited budget and to be aware to where to put it in the right place. But all of that, I can't say much. In fact, how you feel about it, tell me down below. Let me know. I got nothing else to say. Just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.